Rumours, your flight into the unknown is now boarding. Today we're baking the hidden bunker cake, pristine on the surface but bleeding secrets below. As you enjoy your complimentary paranoia, we'll be descending into the shadowy network of hidden bunkers and doomsday fears buried beneath our feet. Please note, in the event of an emergency, there are no exits, only deeper levels. Please ensure to have your boarding passes at the ready, and remember, there's no turning back once the doors are sealed. If you want to try this recipe for yourself, or you just want to know what I'm using, the ingredients will be on the screen now. Denver International Airport. It's the largest airport in the United States and probably the strangest. This place has sparked decades of conspiracy theories, so let's just jump right into the basics. The original airport project was reportedly supposed to cost $1.7 billion in total, but it actually ended up costing $4.8 billion instead. So what did they do with all that extra money? Because let's be real, Denver International Airport went over budget by a casual $2 billion. That's $2 billion with a B. You don't just accidentally spend that kind of money unless your accountant's credentials came from a cereal box. Well, according to some people, the answer is obvious. They used the money to build a secret underground city, of course. Not just a basement with a vending machine and lost luggage. I am talking like full-on subterranean complex designed for the global elite to ride out the apocalypse. You know, just in case the surface world becomes a flaming nightmare full of climate disasters, alien invasions, or zombies that only roam above ground where the poor people live, like me and you. And honestly, if you're trying to build a luxurious end of days bunker, why not put it underneath an airport? It already has restricted airspace, heavy security, and a convenient cover story. It's just construction delays. And yeah, Area 51 is just a petting zoo. Right, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, which is the amount in there. And half a teaspoon of salt, which is pretty much what's in there actually. Okay, so here's where it all gets a little bit juicy. Supposedly multiple contractors and workers came forward with some pretty eyebrow-raising claims. They say they were hired to build a massive tunnel system with like lots of underground structures, but they were only shown tiny sections of what they were working on. They never actually got to see like the full bigger picture, the full blueprint. Think being handed some puzzle pieces and told, don't worry about the picture on the box, just focus on your section. They say that some people were brought in for oddly specific isolated tasks, such as digging unusually deep holes, pouring concrete in strange patterns, and wiring up random underground areas. Then suddenly they were reassigned or let go without any explanation at all. One day you're building a hallway to nowhere, and the next you're out. Classic kind of don't ask questions, here's your paycheck kind of energy. The official explanation was that this whole underground network was for a high-tech baggage system that apparently totally flopped and it wasn't any good. And officially, some people believe those tunnels are less about lost luggage and more about housing politicians and other higher-ups in the cryogenic sleep pods during the apocalypse. Yeah, you know, you heard that right. I'm talking full-on, like, Futurama style pods. To conspiracy theorists, all the isolated tasks scream need to know, secrecy, the kind you expect from like, I don't know, military black sites, not an airport. And if you think about it, it all makes perfect sense. If no one can see the full blueprint, no one can blow the whistle, especially not Dave the electrician who just thought he was installing lights, not securing the fallout shelter for the global elite. While officials brush it off as normal big project chaos, that you'll build the thing but don't ask what it is vibe continues to pour jet fuel on the theory that something much bigger and far more secretive is hiding just beneath Denver international runways. Okay, so I need to cream the butter and sugar and add the eggs into a bowl. I don't know if my butter is soft enough, but we'll give it a go. Speaking of runways, let's talk about the runway layout, because nothing says totally normal airport like a design that from the sky sort of looks a little bit like a swastika. Yeah, that swastika. From an aerial view, the airport's runways are arranged in a pattern that, while not a perfect match, is close enough to make you do a double take and say, oh, did no one catch this in the planning phase? I don't know if my butter's soft enough, but we're gonna give it a go. When they say cream the butter, what do they mean? Is this how you cream butter? Oh my lord. I think it needs to be softer, but that's on me.
Put it in the microwave?
I was thinking that, but then I don't know if it'll like burn the sugar or something. It's gotta like melt anyway, so like, do you know what I mean? How did you count that so well? How did you count that so well? That's like perfect soft.
Melted a lot of butter in my time.
Why? Where was I? Right, okay, yeah, the runways. The airport insists there's a logical aviation-based explanation. The runways are angled to accommodate different kinds of wind directions, so the planes can take off and land safely regardless of the weather. And okay, that's probably true. It kind of sounds legit. But of all the geometric shapes available to engineers, like the hashtag symbol, various grid shapes, X's, literally anything else, they somehow landed on the taboo one. Bold design choice, guys. Very bold. Make of that decision what you will. Alright, I've got to crack the eggs in as well. Ooh. Oh, gross, that went everywhere.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
That was, what, are you looking like that? What? Every time I crack eggs, you always look like I've like done something terribly wrong.
Because you seem to think that they're built like a cricket ball.
Oh yeah, this is looking like a cake thing. This looks good. Okay, so let's talk symbols, because if you haven't really guessed already, Denver International Airport isn't just your average looking airport. It's not your average place just to catch a flight. It's more like a full-on gallery that showcases a lot of what the actual fuck am I looking at moments. From the second you step inside, you're greeted by murals that look less like an airport and more like pages ripped from a dystopian graphic novel. I mean, nothing says have a safe flight like soldiers in gas masks, waving rifles, children lying in coffins, and cities engulfed in flames. Oh, and let's not forget the giant evil looking sculpture with red glowing eyes looming over it all. Yeah, nothing says have safe travels quite like that. But it doesn't stop at the artwork. The whole airport is packed with cryptic symbols. You've got Masonic plaques, strange shout outs to something called the New World Airport Commission, which, spoiler alert, they don't seem to actually exist anywhere, but we'll get to that. And even a time capsule that's locked away until 2094. Who put it there, what's inside, and why did they choose that year? It's kind of like someone got high off airplane fumes and thought, hey, you know what this airport really needs is a bunch of stuff that screams impending doom. Okay, so the dedication plaque, it's not just any plaque, but it's one that marks the airport's opening and gives credit to a company or an organisation called the New World Airport Commission. Sound pretty official, right? Except the New World Airport Commission is nowhere to be found. Try and find it today. There's no website, there's no active records, nothing. There's no members, no contact info. There's very little traceable history at all. It's like this organisation was conjured up just for the ceremony and then almost vanished into thin air. Pretty odd, in my opinion, for a group that was important enough to be immortalised in stone. The only official explanation I can find as to why this group can't be traced is because apparently they formed around the time of the airport's opening ceremony and then disbanded shortly after. And I hate to be the one to say it, you know, tinfoil hats and all that, but is that not a bit weird? Now, this is where the conspiracy theories about this plaque really take off. That name, New World Airport Commission, sounds a little too close to New World Order. The phrase that conjures up secret societies, globalist plots, and shadow governments and all that sort of jazz. To the conspiracy crowd, this isn't an accident. It's a wink, a nod, a little secret handshake in broad daylight in front of everyone. The theory goes that the DIA is more than an airport. It's a command center for the elite. You know that underground bunker we spoke about? Designed to keep the world's power players safe when things go sideways. And just to add another layer of intrigue, beneath that same dedication capstone in the Jeppesen terminal lies a time capsule. Sailed in 1994 that was set to be open in 2094. The thing I found a little bit weird is no one seems to really know for sure what's inside. Like, I tried looking it up. All I can find is that it's believed to have contained items such as coins, a baseball, some black casino tokens, like Black Hawk casino tokens. I don't know if that's like a casino in the area or something. And newspaper articles from the time of the airport's opening and like other various messages and memorabilia to the people of Colorado for 2094. But here's my thing. Why is it that no one can confirm it? Like, people had to have put that stuff in there, so why isn't it traceable? If it was supposed to be like a fun little thing, like time capsules are supposed to be fun things, right? They're supposed to be like, oh, you know, let's put a load of stuff in there and we'll open it in a couple of years' time and it'll be like a fun little hoo-ha. Why can no one say what was in there? Like, if it was meant to be fun, people would have been like, oh yeah, I remember that. We chucked a load of this crap in there. That just strikes me as a bit odd. Like, I don't know, maybe that's reading something into nothing, but this is a bit strange. The fact that it's a bit of a secret, of course, sends imaginations spinning. Is it just airport memorabilia, or could it have a message from whoever is really running the show? Whoever is meant to be involved in that secret bunker? Also, just to add, that same plaque also features a Freemason symbol, like the compass and the square etched right into the granite. Given the Freemasons' frequent, and sometimes unfair, I will say, association with the Illuminati and secret power networks, this just sort of throws fuel onto the conspiracy fire. When people say that Denver Airport feels like it's hiding something, they're not just freaked out by the creepy murals or the demon horse statue out the front, they're talking about the little details scattered around the airport, like the whole New World Airport Commission that seems to be a little bit mysterious, a name that seems to raise way more questions than it answers. Got too busy carried away talking about frickin' Freemasons. It's got so much sugar in it, and I know that you shouldn't eat raw egg, but my God, I bet that tastes so good. Gross, but so nice. All right, gotta mix them together, I think. And that demon horse out the front that we kind of briefly mentioned earlier, his name is Lucifer. Yeah, he's an infamous 32-foot tall, bright blue horse sculpture, glaring down with glowing red eyes that look like he's ready to set the world on fire. It's kind of hard to miss. It's absolutely massive, especially once you hear the eerie backstory. Apparently during his creation in 2006, while finishing the sculpture, the artist was in his studio making the final touches to Lucifer, and a large piece of Lucifer's fiberglass leg broke and fell, striking and killing the artist who was producing him. Very tragic and very eerie, just considering that Lucifer pretty much looks like one of the 4 horses of the apocalypse. People aren't shy about their demon horse theories. To many people, Lucifer isn't just some wild modern art, it's a dark omen, a monstrous nod to the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. That glowing red gaze pretty much screams the end is nigh. It's like the airport's unofficial mascot for doom, which kind of perfectly fits the whole unsettling atmosphere inside. Okay, so I've got to add in the buttermilk. Okay, so we've discussed the theories, Lucifer, Freemason, secret tunnels, all of that jazz. But where did all of this actually come from? Let's take a look at the strange evidence that kind of gave these ideas legs and why they've kind of refused to die ever since. And vanilla. Vinegar, that's water, I don't know what about that. All right, food coloring was 2 teaspoons of red vanilla food coloring. What?
Just want to drip all over the side.
Oh, it won't stain.
Oh, it won't.
No, it's food, it will stain your clothes, but it won't stain surfaces. I should know, I got loads of it on the counter the other day. Vanilla, white vinegar. It strikes me as strange to put vinegar in a cake. Maybe, I don't like a freaking scientist, but does it like mix with a bicarbonate soda? Did I put the bicarbonate soda? Did I put the bicarbonate soda in?
I don't know.
Am I meant to do that yet? Wait. Yeah, no, I did put it in. Does it say 1 teaspoon? I'm getting paranoid because I don't want it to taste nasty.
1 teaspoon.
Is it?
Yes.
All right, let's just do it. Let's just go for it. What's the worst that can happen?
Probably that.
Why has it got a stupid little hole in it? All right, that'll do it. That's all I'm putting in. All right, we're done with that. Right. Right. Get back to the conspiracies, shall we? The evidence and all that sort of jazz, right? So it starts with a plaque in the DIA's Great Hall. It's marked with Freemason symbol, as we said, crediting the mysterious New World Airport Commission, a name that is found nowhere else in history. Conspiracy circles went absolutely wild when they realized how close it was to the New World Order name. Research shows it was led by a man called Charles Ansbacher. Sorry if I said that name wrong, I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. Who was a respected American conductor and an arts advocate. He apparently named the New World Airport Commission after, I'm gonna say this so wrong, and I am so sorry for anyone who, Dirac? Is the V silent? Dirac? Dirac's New World Symphony. I'm not familiar on classical music and things like that, so don't come for me. Not the New World Order. So it was supposed to be similar, sort of named after the New World Symphony, not the New World Order. As we said, the group disbanded soon after the airport's opening, and the only real trace of their records now apparently sit in the Denver Public Library. The Freemason Stone, apparently that was donated by the Grand Lodge of Colorado. So that kind of all makes sense, but still, why pick a name like New World for an airport already dripping with eerie art and symbolism? It's like they accidentally made it look like Illuminati vibes, which was it an accident? Don't know, doesn't sit right with me or other people. It's a bit weird. Could have picked any name, and that's the name you picked. All the other eerie art on the walls. Then came the budget. I, to be honest, have struggled to find a lot of evidence for this budget. I've struggled to find reliable sources that clearly explain where all of that extra money went, or why so much of like the blueprints and stuff remained off limits. So kind of all we really have to go on are the staff experiences and their stories. Now, depending on how you look at it, those stories could be harmless workplace legends. People finding ways to make their workplace more entertaining, or maybe something else entirely. Workers who saw just enough behind the scenes to know something didn't add up. Apparently, this is exactly what happened to one staff member on Reddit. Now, FYI, this story is quite a long story, is quite an entertaining story. I don't know whether it's true or not. I don't know if they just made it up for fun, but there's nothing to say otherwise, so who am I to dismiss somebody's experience? I will link the full story below that I'm about to tell you from Reddit, but I have shortened it down quite a bit. I also don't know the person, and I don't know their real name or anything, so I'm just going to call them Beatrice, because if I remember rightly, I'm pretty sure they had Beatrice in the screen name on Reddit.
Beatrice had just started her new job as a custodian at Denver International Airport. After a late shift, she accidentally boarded the wrong internal train and found herself at a hidden maintenance platform she had never seen before. The corridors were spotless, which struck her as odd, as none of her co-workers had ever mentioned cleaning down there before. She tried to calm herself, reminding herself that she was new and still learning the layout of the airport. But no matter how hard she tried, she just couldn't shake this unsettling feeling creeping over her. Suddenly, a man in a jumpsuit appeared. "You're not supposed to be down here," he said, but he spoke kindly and guided her through a labyrinth of corridors, instructing her to follow the colour-coded lines on the floor to reach the correct terminal. So, Beatrice followed the red line. At the end, she reached a door labelled Maintenance Office, not the terminal. Glancing at another sign, she realised she had misread the directions. The terminal was at the end of the green line, not the red one she had followed. She knocked on the door, but no one answered. Nervously, she pushed it open and discovered a hidden control room filled with monitors showing live footage of trains, blueprints, and shockingly, her own image and personnel file. However, this wasn't the thing she was drawn to. It was one monitor in particular that caught her attention. It displayed what looked like some sort of strange underground chamber with a suspended chair, men in jumpsuits restraining a person, and a glowing manhole beneath them. Heart pounding, Beatrice fled through the maze-like corridors. Footsteps and muffled voices echoed behind her, growing closer with every turn. She finally burst back into the main terminal, heart still racing, blended into the crowd of travellers desperate to disappear. Beatrice said her blood ran cold as she realised if she had followed the instructions correctly, she thinks she may have ended up in that room that she's seen on the screen.
Now, that's a very shortened down version of Beatrice's story. Like I said, if you want to hear the whole thing, I'll link it below. Is it true? I don't know, it might be written for fun, it might be true, but again, who am I to dismiss someone's experience? I think we've all experienced strange things in our lives that when we tell people about it, people are like, ah, that never happened. You don't know. It's crazy. That's what this whole video is about, weird airport things. And to be honest, this airport is weird enough above ground, so who the hell knows what's lurking below ground. Okay, those weird art murals, they're just a weird design choice apparently, but how can you not notice the gas masks, burning cities, and rows of dead children? The official explanation was explained by the artist, and they explained it as a journey from war to peace. Airports are a place where majority of people are experiencing feelings of stress, nervousness. Only a small portion of people who pass through airports are fully relaxed before a flight. So why on earth would you choose like terror on the wall of the airport? Like, to me, it looks more like a warning, not a wish of peace. Okay, so I need to separate my cake mixture between my two tins. I have no idea if they're the right size. I think you're supposed to use like 20 centimeter cake tins. These are like 24, but what's 4 centimeters? You know what I mean? Also, this is what we're working with. I also don't know how much of the cake tin I should fill up, but we'll just guess. It'll be fine. These are gonna be thin ass cakes. All right, maybe 4 centimeters, maybe there is something to it. Do cakes rise? Or is that bread? Oh, I know. What if we put a 32-foot demon horse of the apocalypse with glowing red eyes to greet nervous passengers at the entrance? I mean, Lucifer himself is his own evidence. The thing is stood tall right outside. When a piece of it killed its sculptor, that was enough to brand it cursed. The unease that people feel around it is a little bit harder to explain away. I just don't understand how you can look at that sculpture and be like, yeah, a public place generally filled with chaos and stress on a day-to-day basis. We should definitely include a massive death horse which invokes feelings of absolute terror. Yeah, I just don't know what they were thinking of that one. It's just mental. Now, from above, the airport's runways form the shape that many say resembles a swastika, as we said. And as we kind of said as well, the aviation experts and engineers explain that the layout is actually a clever pinwheel design, not a swastika. It's engineered so that planes can take off and land from any direction depending on the wind, which is apparently super important, especially in Denver, where they have mile-high altitude, where weather changes fast. My dad has actually worked building wings for airplanes for many years, so I asked him about this. I said, you know, do you think this sounds legit? Asked for his opinion. He said that the explanation seems pretty legit. Each runway is spaced far enough apart to avoid crisscrossing traffic and mid-air chaos. So yeah, it does look weird from the sky, but according to aviation experts, it's all about airflow and efficiency, not secret symbolism. So I'll let them off this time. So cakes need to go in the oven. There is a tray in the oven. Right, second one going in, kind of. They won't fit. Okay, so if you're gonna make this cake, make sure you have an oven big enough. Damn it! Okay, cakes are in the oven eventually after some help from the husband for a Tetris style cake ovening. Enough of airport creepiness. Time for the usual psychology lesson. Let's dig into why we can't get enough of these wild airport conspiracies. What? Yeah, I don't have anything for you. No, but you're supposed to do the psychology stuff, the gap filling bit. I don't know what to tell you. You've seen this place. It's freaking weird. You're supposed to explain like the human brain, not go to like the dark side or whatever. Okay, fine. The only like logical spin I can put on the whole thing was that the huge like art wall mural things were commissioned to create artwork about peace, environmental awareness, and hope for the future. See? That's something. Except the murals show war, destruction, children in coffins, and cities on fire. I mean, don't get me wrong, but I don't know about you, but I don't really feel peaceful sitting next to a kid in a coffin. Or can you just make it work? Because the cake takes 25 to 30 minutes to bake. The only thing I can even kind of like redeem is, like we kind of already said, the large murals were created by artist Leo Tanguma, who was commissioned to create the artwork that conveyed themes of peace, environmental awareness, and hopes for the future. It was intended to be a powerful commentary on humanity's struggle with the importance of peace, and I kind of get what he was going for. And art is subjective, so this is just my personal opinion. So, you know, I think you missed the mark just a bit. You know, just a bit. I think you missed it only because, I don't know, it's just like the guy, and it just doesn't make me feel at peace. And that's just me. You know, I haven't seen it in real life. I can only go by pictures. Maybe in real life it would have more of an impact. It'd be more striking. But for me, there's huge parts of the picture that are just too big to make me feel at peace, and that's just me. Like, don't get me wrong, the artwork itself takes talent, no doubt. While they look like a horror show at first glance, the message underneath is actually anti-war and pro-environment. It's meant to make people think deeply, not freak them out. But I'm really sorry to say, I am indeed freaked out. You know, and maybe it has done its job, because I think it's freaked a lot of people out, hence why there's a massive conspiracy theory, hence why this whole video even exists, is partly, majority to do with this artwork. So art is meant to make people talk, so maybe it has indeed done its job by freaking people out. Maybe it's doing its thing because we are talking about it. But I'm just saying, this is the last face you want to see when you're about to get propelled into the air and trapped inside a metal tunnel filled with a bunch of strangers for hours. And don't even get me started on Lucifer. Actually, no, I will. You know what? That horse is just so fun. Okay, thank you. Right, so I need to do the hidden fill-in, the hidden bunker part of the cake. So that's exactly what I am going to do. It says I only need 1 tablespoon of water, I think it said. 2 tablespoons of water, which doesn't seem like a lot if I have to simmer it. But I'm going with it. All right, 2 tablespoons of water. I have no idea what utensils you're supposed to use for this. Spoon, a ladle, spatula. I also have no idea what heat is supposed to be on. It literally does not tell me, it just says simmer. They're just gonna burn.
They will burn.
Why?
Because there's so much juice in the raspberries.
Do you know what, I am gonna crush them a little bit. Oh no. Right, so raspberry filling done, and you need to let it cool. So I'm just gonna let it sit in the saucepan. Don't know if I'm supposed to let it cool in the saucepan, but it didn't tell me otherwise. Okay, so cake's done and out of the oven. Haven't cut them open or anything, but hopefully they're okay. The raspberry hidden center needs to cool down a little bit, but that's been done as well. So while I wait for that to cool down so I can put it inside these bad boys, let's talk about the airport and how it's fully embraced the rumours. It's almost like they're in on the joke. During renovations, they even put up cheeky little signs that say things like, "What are we building? A new Illuminati headquarters, of course." It's like a wink to the conspiracy crowd. What started as whispered theories and wild speculation has now become an official part of the tourist experience. This playful attitude isn't just for visitors, employees themselves have their own stories as well. A Reddit user who said they worked as a cleaner shared how the eerie atmosphere and the buzz around the conspiracy theories are very much alive among the staff. They even mentioned the underground caverns, secret Illuminati references, hidden murals, and of course Lucifer. Some of the staff, although they also embrace the rumours, they have also said that they've experienced odd things as well. They may not strictly believe in the rumours, but they have experienced strange things. Noises coming from the restricted areas where the tunnels should be. They've also said that they've heard voices in the more quiet areas of the airport when no one should have been around. And someone even said that they quit after they heard chanting and was completely dismissed by their manager when they raised it as a concern. Whether these stories are true or just staff playing up to the hype, maybe they're pranking each other or, you know, whatever, it shows just how widespread these stories are among airport workers as well as travellers passing through. In fact, some employees have apparently been known to lean into the fun in the past, even pranking the media by showing up in lizard masks and playing into the whole like lizard people conspiracy theory. It's clear that many of the staff enjoy the myths swirling around the airport and they don't seem to take it too seriously, which is kind of fun. Instead of dismissing the conspiracy theories, the DIA has woven them into its identity, which they kind of had to because it's kind of hard to escape when the artwork on your walls features fire and children in coffins. Yeah, I'm not gonna let that go. In 2016, the airport hosted a Conspiracy Theories Uncovered exhibition where popular myths were showcased alongside explanations, debunking or exploring them. Then in 2019, they introduced an animatronic gargoyle named Gregorden, I think that's how you say it, or just Greg, Amal Greg, who would randomly announce things like, "Welcome to the Illuminati headquarters." Although Greg was eventually retired due to some public backlash, spoil sports, it shows that the airport approach to all the conspiracy theories is kind of just fun, you know?
That's a little too close for comfort, lady.
Oh, damn.
What, you never seen a talking gargoyle before? Welcome to Illuminati headquarters. I mean, Denver International Airport.
This is awesome.
Hello? Do I know you?
Are you hungry?
Oh, I'm starving. You got anything for me? Those flowers look delicious.
Oh, it's because of the conspiracy.
Oh, it's because of the conspiracy. Look at me. I'm a little know-it-all. Will you get back over here? I got a question about this conspiracy. You know?
So here we are laughing about it, sharing memes, snapping photos, joking about the secret bunkers and gargoyles named Greg. But here's the thing. Are we laughing with the lizard people pulling the strings behind the scenes or for them? Because honestly, turning conspiracy theories into part of the branding, that is some genius next level distraction technique. Right, I need to cut and prep my cakes and put the hidden filling in. So let's do that. I think we came out okay. Unfortunately, the paper dented this one. But it's fine. Right, so the bottom layer, I put a hole in. Which one do I want to be the bottom? You've got a massive dent in you, but like I don't know if I can really hide you in the bottom. You're the smaller looking one too, for some reason, so I think you need to go on top, so you're gonna be hollowed out. It's not gonna be the most perfect hole, and I don't need to cut it all the way to the bottom, so I'm just gonna... I might dig it out with a spoon. I feel like that would be the most safest way. And maybe I'll eat some of the cake as well, so I can test if it looks good. It looks really good!
You gotta eat it like Bruce off Matilda.
Oh my god. That's really soft. That is good cake. Okay. Right, so I'm pretty sure you're supposed to wait for the cake to cool before doing the pretty little things on the edge. I have absolutely no patience and I'm not gonna do that. So I'm just gonna go in with it and whatever happens, happens. If it melts down the side, it's a style choice. Okay, Denver International Airport had questionable art on their walls. This is gonna have questionable icing on the top. Yeah, that'd do. I think that looks good. That is kind of cute, Hagrid-like. I just dropped a little sprinkles on the floor. The kitchen's an absolute mess. The cake's hidden bunker was supposed to like ooze out, but it didn't do that. And that's probably on me for not waiting for anything to cool down properly, but I'm too impatient. Probably tastes better than it looks. It definitely tastes better than it looks. The raspberry center is really flavorful. It's basically like jam. And I used strawberry flavored frosting, so it tastes absolutely amazing. It's like a chocolate Hagrid style cake, I would say. The strawberry frosting goes insanely well with the raspberry filling. So it does, I promise you, it tastes better than it looks. Whether it's secret tunnels, the New World Order, or an alien spacecraft buried beneath Gate C, one thing's for sure, Denver Airport is layered much like this cake, kind of. Intriguing, confusing, and possibly hiding something dark in the middle. Tastes like global control. So yeah, the theory goes the government, the Illuminati, the lizard people, pick your favorite, all chipped in for a luxurious doomsday hideout and then disguised it with a doomsday devil horse statue, gas mask murals, and a lot of questionable design choices. But nothing says nothing to see here like trauma-inducing public art and a 2 billion vanishing act. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and thank you for watching. Actually, no, I will. You know what? That horse is just so fucked up.